Are you ready? Are you
I am ready.
excited?
I'm actually going to start. We're starting the feed, the live feed.
On YouTube?
Yeah. I'm trying something new. Every week I feel like I'm trying a little something new, which is
Ready?
exciting.
What's up, YouTube?
It's working.
Hello.
All right, I'm excited. It's working. Yay. Okay. All right, so we are live streaming on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? YouTube has become my new friend. I love you guys on YouTube. So let me go ahead and start recording here as well. And
And go ahead and mute everybody too, Nolly. We got some people coming in unmuted.
do we?
Yeah,
Okay, I should have
just
that.
to be on
Should
the safe side.
Yeah, that should be a setting. Here, let me make you a
Make me a
co-host.
host. Unmute everybody. So today's call is on the accountability partner. And this is going to be a landmark call with Knolly Williams. We're going to be teaching you the exact step-by-step instructions for you to
Hey, Artemis, I got you muted, buddy.
So today we're going to be teaching you how to level up your game, achieve more success, abundance, prosperity in your business by having your accountability partner. And so Nolly's going to be, this is a landmark call. This is a call that we will use over and over and over again. This is a call also that you will share with your team. If you're building a team in real estate and you're helping people grow, you will be giving them this training because they will need to know exactly how to do this to level up our game. We all have blocks, fear, doubt that may get in the way. But when two or more are gathered in my name, there I am among you. And when you have that accountability partner, you have that partner that's holding you accountable, and it works when you work it. But sometimes I have problems following instruction and doing what I'm asked to do. So Nolly's going to be here giving us clear, precise instruction on how to do the accountability partner program. Make sure you
Thank
check
you.
out unit number 3 in the Knolly Success Coaching Facebook group. And if you're not a member of the Facebook group, go to knolly.com and join the Facebook group. Print out your document and let's get started.
All right. Thank you so much, Artemis. And welcome everyone to Knowledge Success Coaching. I'm your host, Knolly Williams, along with Artemis Kassane, Artemis Prime, as we finally know him. You guys call me Uncle Knolly. That's all good. And so, yeah, like Artemis said, we are talking about this one right here, the Accountability Partner Program. Now, this is a program that I started with my mentorship masters. I'm going to quickly tell you guys what the difference is, because sometimes these two groups kind of bleed over a little bit because I operate both groups. So we created Knowledge Success Coaching out of really the Holy Spirit prompting. Said, hey, you need, while you're doing all this great stuff with your mentorship masters, and that's really good, that's all well and good, you really need to also be doing something for humanity. So Artemis and I launched Knowledge Success Coaching right pretty much at the onset of COVID-19, just to provide business and life coaching for everyone, not just for this like tiny little inner circle group that I have. So you'll see, I just kind of throw that out there because sometimes some of the things that I have for you guys might have mentorship masters on or whatever. Knowledge Success Coaching is actually for any business. You know, I used to go out and teach, and I'm going to get back out there again soon, God willing, when we're able to. But I used to go out and teach live, and there would always be people in the audience from other industries, not just real estate. I'd be doing a real estate class, but we'd have people in from all kind of different trades and other industries. And they would come up to me after the class and they'd say, man, that was really good for my business, you know? And so I've always endeavored to share my knowledge with every industry. And if you think about it, and by the way, if you guys are new to Knowledge Success Coaching, go back. We have a playlist on YouTube. You can go back and listen to, or even go to the Facebook group, and you can watch some of the older episodes there. But remember, we did a 3-part series on the most important things for a business to have ultimate success. And this is evergreen stuff, guys. It's stuff that you'll be able to use anytime. And number 1, I said, you've got to become famous. Okay, you remember that. Number 2, anybody remember what number 2 was? I'm almost giving you a hint. Number 2 was to do the two. And number 3 was you got to have a mentor. And those 3 things can be utilized in any business. I don't care what business you have. You've got to become famous in your space. You've got to have a mentor, and you've got to do the two. You know, if you're a plumber, if you're a beautician, if you're a real estate agent, you've got to set aside daily time for lead generation. So what I want to do today, so again, Knowledge Success Coaching is for any business, and the Mentorship Masters is really our real estate coaching group that we run, but the principles are the same. So I'm actually doing this particular call for both groups, okay, just so you know. And we're going to look at this too. This is what I call spiritual business mastery, or our mastery method. So what I want to do, I'm going to go straight to our PowerPoint presentation, and then any Q&As that you guys have, be sure to post them. This is all about having an accountability partner. I got to tell you, if you want to have ultimate success in your game, in your business life, you've got to have an accountability partner. You've just got to. And so many of you and God bless you. I love you guys. You guys are going after it. I see you. I see you doing it. There was just a post this morning that says, hey, I'm looking for an accountability partner, and I want to be able to do role play every single morning for 1 hour. And I love when you guys do that kind of stuff. At the same time, that is not what an accountability partner is. And I feel like most of you really don't have a clue what an accountability partner is. And so that's what I want to teach you. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're in any industry, you should, or I would admonish you to create an accountability program for for the people in your industry. It's a great thing to do. Let me make sure of one thing. Yeah, I'm good. Just want to make sure I had the right microphone going here. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and I'm overly excited about this particular one today, because it's exciting. So the accountability partner program. Okay, is this the right? No, this isn't the right thing. Sorry.
Wow, now look at that beautiful graphic.
You like that? You like that?
That's impressive.
Thank you.
You must have really spent some steel energy on that, finding the perfect picture to open us up with accountability. I love that image.
Yeah. I'm a bit steel in everything, actually. It has its pluses and not so pluses, but it's all good. That was the wrong one I opened. So hold on bear with me 1 minute. Here we go. Is this it? That's it. Ooh, I love it. All right. So I'm geeking out on it even before you guys get the chance to see it. All right, here we go. So let me, you guys know it's live because I haven't edited any of this stuff out. All right, so let us go to full screen mode here. And just as a reminder, now Artemis Prime, I call him Cousin Artemis. He already reminded us that you want to join Knolly Success Coaching. Those of you that have not joined our free coaching yet, there's no strings attached. We don't sell you anything. We love to teach, and we love to have students to teach too. So what makes Knolly Success Coaching different? We have weekly group coaching with me and Artemis. Members only Facebook group, library of coaching trainings, exclusive accountability partner. That's what we're going to be talking about today, and live agent training series that you can tap into. When we first came up with this, it was like, hey, this is a $400 a month value. We didn't get the go ahead to do that. We started trying to do $100 a month. We didn't get the clear to do that. So we made it absolutely free for you guys. It is faith-based, it's Christ-centered. But all are welcome. Okay. It's 100% free coaching program. We say real estate coaching program, but it really is a business coaching program. And that's what it's really shaped up to be. If you're not part of it already, you go to knolly.com. That's how you can join. And that is it right there, knolly.com. All right. So this is Knolly Success Coaching. This is our weekly Zoom training that Artemis and I do. Artemis, is this your latest picture?
Yes, that's my professional headshot from the
boy, you're upstaging me here, man. I gotta get with it.
I was gonna call you yesterday and say it's time to go get a new headshot.
I figured you were.
I was about to say it's time.
You don't like my fat cheeks?
Yeah, you have transformed your mind and body since you took that photo. We need to see the new Knolly, the new and improved Knolly Williams.
Yes, sir. I'm on it. And your guy over at the headshot. What is it?
Yeah, it's theperfectheadshot.com. If you're in Austin or Central Texas, there's a 50% discount going on this month. And then we also create a coupon code for all our top leaders here in Central Texas. So Knolly is the coupon code, 50% off.
The
Professional,
perfect
beautiful
headshot.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the perfect headshot. Yeah, I love it. It's all about branding and imaging. Remember, we had another call just about that Artemis taught us on. All right, so the accountability partner program. You like that, Artemis? You like that picture?
Woo!
This is it. This is it, guys. The accountability partner program. We created it for mentorship masters, and we're sharing it with the world so that you guys can be successful as well. We call it accountability partner. This is another picture that I actually found. I didn't build this one, but I like it. Look at that. Look at how that arrow goes upward with the accountability partner. See, when you connect with the right accountability partner, the trajectory of your business changes. So this all came out of a thing that I call spiritual business mastery. I remember years ago when I came up with this system, I called my coach, Artemis. I was on the back porch in my house and I was like, hey man, what do you think we should call this? And at first I was like, okay, we're going to call it biblical business mastery. And I came up with all kinds of names. But spiritual business mastery was the one we settled on, and I got to go ahead with. So this is an 8-pillar system. Just think about this as 8 pillars that bolster your business. And without these 8 pillars, if you only have one of the if you only have 1 or 2 or 3 of them, in fact, let me tell you this: many business owners that I consult don't have any of these. Okay, they don't have the right mindset. They're not doing the right activities. They haven't partnered with the right people. They don't have the right systems in place. They're not using the right tools or the latest tools. They don't have a good money mindset. They have zero accountability, and they're not getting the weekly training that they need. Okay, that, my friends, is a recipe for failure. But when you got all 8 of these rocking, you have got a phenomenal business. Don't forget about the 4 bodies. You have a spiritual body, a mental body, you've got a physical body, and you also have an emotional body. So you have 4 bodies, 8 pillars, and right there in the center is you, and the question mark in the middle of that is your big why. What is fueling you? What is driving you to be the who that you are? So today, what I really want to focus on, though, is accountability. It is so important, and so many people run from accountability. The reason why I left home at 16 years old was because I didn't like accountability. I didn't like it. I didn't want it. Didn't want anybody telling me what to do. And I said, I'm out. I do not like rules. And but I have to tell you that I've learned that without accountability, you cannot achieve the success that you desire. Without accountability, you cannot achieve the zenith, the epoch, the highest height of what God has put you in this realm to do or to be. Okay. Without accountability, you will not succeed at your highest level. It won't happen. Okay. Now there are some people that are more internally accountable than others. Okay. And that's okay. But we all need accountability. So the spiritual business mastery method is based on more than 30 years of business and success research conducted by best-selling author, trainer, and national speaker Knolly Williams. This method outlines the 8 pillars for ultimate business success, as well as the 4 bodies. Now, I just reiterate this because I want you guys to understand that everything that I bring you is based on this methodology, okay, and this belief system in the 8 pillars, okay. And so today it's all about the 7th pillar. Really is accountability. Now, what I don't want you to do is get afraid of the word. Don't be afraid of the word. Accountability simply means the ability to give an account. Okay, that's all it means. It doesn't mean anything more than that. It means you have the ability to give an account. Okay, that's what the word means. Now, the reason why successful athletes, celebrities, top CEOs, and all successful people in general have mentors and coaches is because without accountability, they would never have achieved the highest heights or the heights of success that they have attained. Without it, it's just not possible. Now, you can go pretty far without accountability, but you can't do. See, we were put in this realm for a very specific purpose, and most people are squandering the reason why they're here. They don't even know why they're here. Now, the annals of recorded history have proven without a doubt that human beings need to have accountability in order to reach their ultimate potential. You have to have it, guys. Okay? This is not a suggestion. This is something that is critical. It's a critical piece to your success. Now, I want to share with you real quickly how I reluctantly decided to hire my first coach. Okay, and this was back in 2004. Okay, I was 8 months in the business. Okay, and really even before then, I had just lost everything that I had in the music business. You guys already remember the story. You know, I had a 6,000 square foot home on 10 acres with a recording studio and an office building on the property. Okay. I had a 1 minute commute to work. I just walked to my office building or I walked to my recording studio. We had 18 artists. We had 14 employees. We had a $42,000 a month payroll and we lost everything. Okay. When the music business tanked. So I needed to make money fast. I desperately needed to get out of what we call feast or famine. Some of you guys are in feast or famine now. You know what I'm talking about. And I had no inclination to continue to live in feast or famine. Okay. So, you know, I wanted to prove to Josie and my mom and dad at that time that I wasn't a failure. See, I grew up with people telling me, man, you'll never amount to anything. You'll never be anything. You're a nobody. You're nothing. Okay. And I was told things as a child. You were a mistake, and I'm sorry I ever had you. I cursed the day I had you. I was brought up being told things like that. Now, some of you guys were brought up in a very loving home. That's great. You know, I like to say that I chose the more difficult route. I chose a more what we would consider to be less wholesome route, and I didn't have it that way. Okay. But looking back in hindsight, I wouldn't have it any other way. But because of that, or as a result of that, it got me to wanting to prove to people that I could be successful. Man, I can be successful. I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them that I can succeed. And that's what led me to have a lot of stuff that I had. You know, the big 7-bedroom home and all the things that I had was because I was insecure. Inside, I didn't feel worthy. I felt like a fraud. I felt like every single day, no matter how much money I made, if I was making $100,000 a month or $150,000 a month, or I made $2 million the year when I was 29 years old, I made $2 million that year, and I've made millions since then. But I've always been nagged with this internal feeling that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough, and I'll never measure up. Okay, because it was ingrained in me. It took a lot of work to shape that. Now I know that I'm more than enough, baby. I bring light to this planet. I'm here for a reason, and I deserve everything that I have. This is my destiny. I'm the son of a king. I am a joint heir with Christ. I deserve everything, and not only that, everything in the world is mine. It's mine, baby, and it's rightfully mine. It's not a hostile takeover. Okay. Scripture says the meek shall inherit the earth. It's all mine. But see, back then I had a very low self-esteem, a low measure of myself. And I had to prove to people that I could be successful. Okay. Now I had been learning from videos back then, tapes, books, but I really needed somebody to take me by my hand. You know, there's a lot of stuff we can learn on YouTube, a lot of stuff we can learn in seminars, a lot of stuff we can learn at Knolly Success Coaching. But at some point, you need somebody to take your hand and guide you into the promised land. So here's what I did. I reluctantly decided to hire a coach. Okay. And I reluctantly decided to spend $1,000 a month for a 1-year commitment, 12-month commitment. And I hired a coach with Mike Ferry, with the Mike Ferry organization, named Julie Harris. Okay. So I was 8 months in the business when I did this. And I got to tell you guys, I was making okay money, but I did not desire to part with $1,000 a month. I didn't want to do it. Okay. And really, I didn't have the money. I'm just be honest with you. I didn't have it. Okay. So I put the money down on a credit card. I moved forward and my life was forever changed. What happened with my coach was that she immediately took me from 40 deals a year to 100 plus. See, I didn't even know that was possible. But I remember when Julie said, she said, Knolly, why are we settling for 40 deals? I said, 40 deals is a lot of deals, Julie. The average agent in my MLS does 8 deals a year. I'm trying to do 40. She said, well, why would you settle for 40? I said, well, what do you mean? She said, dude, let's make that 100. I said, no way. I laughed at her. It was, to me, it was comical. I just started laughing. She said, Knolly, I guarantee you that if you will do 100 deals a year, you'll work less than if you did 40 deals a year. I said, Julia, it's not possible. She said, Knolly, trust me. I said, it's not possible. She said, trust me on this. So I trusted her, guys. I trusted her. And she was absolutely right. Completely changed the trajectory of my business. And that one decision has earned me multiples of millions of dollars. Okay. Only cost me $1,000 a month investment. Okay. But see, I still realize that many of you, you don't even have $1,000 a month, nor would you ever spend $1,000 a month. Most people won't do it. And that's why I came up with the Accountability Partner Program, because it's the next best thing. Now, if you're a coach out there, look, I'm not bad mouthing you. I'm not talking against you. People should have coaches. I've got one, and I pay thousands a month for coaches. But what I will say is that most people won't do it. That's why we have the Accountability Partner Program. It's like a bridge until you can get to the point where you actually have a coach or you can afford a coach. Now, look at this. According to USA Today, listen to this. More than 80% of businesses fail during their first year in business. Did you guys know that? More than 80% of businesses fail. And I got to tell you right now, with all the shutdown and crazy stuff going on in our economy, there are a lot more failing and a lot more that aren't even trying. They're like, man, I'm not even going to start a business right now. Okay. But let me ask you, but here's a statistic. Most of us know this statistic, but here's a statistic that most of us don't know. And that is that just as stunning, entrepreneur.com reports that more than 80% of franchises succeed. Okay. Think about this for just a moment. Uncle Knolly wants to get you to success. Success. That's where I want to get you. Okay. And that's where you want to be. 80% of businesses fail during their first year, but 80% of franchises succeed. Why would you guess that franchises succeed when businesses don't? Let me hear some answers. Let me go to the chat. What would you guys suggest that would even be a reason why that would be possible? Okay. Sharonda says accountability. Lee Grider says systems, baby. Anthony, they have proven systems. Accountability and systems. Okay. It's Patty Lynn. Okay. Yeah, you guys got it. Systems. Pamela says accountability and systems and accountability. Justin, man, you guys are on it. You guys are such good students. I love you guys. Y'all are awesome. You really are awesome. So let's look at this real quick. I'm going to quickly show you through the Accountability Partner Program, and then I'm going to walk you through it. Okay. So there's really only 4 bullet points that I have to go through. Number 1, here's how it works. Number 1, you choose an accountability partner. Okay, and I'm going to come back and answer that question on why a franchise is 80% successful and a business is 80% failure in a moment. And what I'm trying to get you, and write this down, Knolly wants me to run my business like a franchise. Okay, let me say it again. Knolly wants me to run my business like a franchise. Why does Knolly want you to do that? So you'll succeed. There's no other reason. Okay. And I know that many, in the real estate industry, we think of franchises quite differently. But what I want you to think about is a Chick-fil-A. Okay. Or let's say you opened a Wendy's or even a Chick-fil-A, whatever it might be, any kind of a business like that. Just think of Knolly wants me to run my business like a franchise. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. You choose an accountability partner, number 1. Then you fill out the accountability worksheet. There's a picture of it right there. I'm going to go through it here in a moment. Then you're going to send the worksheet to your partner. Okay. And by the way, you fill out the accountability worksheet as you do the 2. So you don't fill it out all at once. You fill it out daily, every single day. And I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So you send the worksheet to your partner, and then you have a 20 to 30 minute max accountability call. Okay. Now, let me go over these real quickly. Number one, choose an accountability partner. How do you do that? Well, many of you have posted out to the group. You know, I recommend you just go through and you could post it out to the group. I don't know that there's an easy answer for how to do it. I know that in unit number 3 on our Facebook group, we've got this worksheet that you can download and another video where you can watch to share with you more about how the program works. But number one, you've got to find an accountability partner. It's got to be somebody that's compatible with you. They don't necessarily have to be doing the same amount of production as you. That's irrelevant. They don't have to be with the same company you're with. That's irrelevant. None of those things are relevant. I'm going to show you why when I share with you the right way to go through having an accountability partner. You'll fill out the worksheet daily. I'll show that to you in a moment. You'll send the worksheet to your partner. You cannot have an intelligent accountability call without sending this worksheet to your partner, okay? And you have a 20 to 30 minute, what's that say? Max accountability call. This is not a hello, how are you doing call. This is not a productivity call. This is not a meet and greet. This is not to talk about politics or what's going on in the news, or even to have a Bible study, talk about Jesus, talk about Buddha, or whatever you want to talk about. No, this is an accountability call. That is the purpose of the call, and that is the only purpose of the call. Make it 20 to 30 minutes max. This is not a role play call. This is not a call to talk about the latest software that you're using, or what are you doing new in your business, or the latest Facebook ad that you ran that got you 3 or more listings. This is not a call for that, guys. This is an accountability call. See, I had a coach that taught me that there's all kinds of different kinds of calls. Okay, all kinds of different kinds of calls. And this is called an accountability call. Both of you guys understand you both have about 10 minutes to go through the accountability, and that's it. Okay, now if you spend more than that or you make it anything other than what it is, you will get burnt out and you will quickly stop doing it. Okay, the goal is to do this every single week. You can never skip. Just like when you do the 2, you should do it every single day. So you do the 2 every day, you do this every single week. All right, so that's what I wanted to share on that. And now what I want to do, I'm going to answer the question first of why and this is something that I've studied. Guys, you got to understand, I'm 50 years old. I became an entrepreneur at 13 when I could no longer control the urge, the itch. I had to scratch the itch, man. I was selling candy in school. Now, later on, I found out that my dad was from Trinidad. He grew up in Trinidad. He came to this country at 18 years old to make a new life. And when he came here, boy, he was doing the happy dance. He came in on a boat, okay, with several other people, got here to America, and he was 18 years old. And he said, this is the land of opportunity. He was a musician, but he was also a master craftsman, a master carpenter. So he could not even afford to buy a guitar. He handcrafted and made his own guitar just so he could play music, because he couldn't bring anything over here with him, not even his beloved guitar. Okay. Now, when he was young, when he was about the age of when I started being an entrepreneur, he was in Trinidad. You know what he was doing? He was climbing mango trees. They call him Mango Frog. That was his nickname, Mango Frog. And what he would do, and by the way, some of you guys don't know this, back then in Trinidad, there were 60, let me say it again, there were 60 different variety of mangoes. Y'all think we got some stuff over here. They had 60 varieties. So every single morning, my dad, Knolly Alexander Williams Sr., okay, yeah, that's right, I'm a junior. I didn't, I'm second in line. He would climb a mango tree every single morning, and he would fill a basket or a satchel full of mangoes, and he'd take them to school and sell them. They call them Mango Frog. Hey, Mango Frog, you got the mangoes today, man? Oh, yeah, man, we got the mangoes today, man. And that's what he would do. Every single day he did that. He was an entrepreneur, okay? Now, that translated over to me. It's in my blood, okay? So I've been studying this, guys, for over 30 years, okay? From age 13 to age 50, I've been studying how is success created? How is money created? How is profit created? How can I get my piece? How can I get my unfair share? and I cracked the code. I figured it out. And that's what I call This is what we call spiritual business mastery. It's the cracking of the code. And when you look at a franchise, you say, well, why is a franchise 80% successful? You don't see many Chick-fil-A's going out of business. It can happen, but it's not very often, not very common. You might see a Subway here and there go out of business, but it's very uncommon. So I don't know that a McDonald's has ever gone out of business. It's probably happened, but it's not common. Okay. Just when you read the E-Myth, in fact, my coach, Julie, had me read the E-Myth back in 2004 by Michael Gerber, and it just talks about this whole concept. So when you think about it, number one, a franchise has the right mindset. They go in and they're brainwashed. Yes, we've all been brainwashed. See, you've been brainwashed since the day you were born. And most of your lack of success comes from the fact that you haven't deprogrammed and reprogrammed your mind. That's the reason why Artemis Prime has Mindset Mondays. See, the mind, there's more that you have to do to deprogram than to program. I got an 83-year-old client that I'm working with right now, and he said, he was a paratrooper. He got shot in the head in Vietnam, and he's 83 years old. I just listed his house yesterday, put it on the MLS. 7 offers, guys, in 24 hours. Crazy. But anyway, back to him. He told a guy the other day, he said, son, because this guy was trying to argue with him. This man's 83 years old. He's seen a lot of life. He says, son, I've already forgotten I've already forgotten more than you'll ever learn. That's what he told the guy. You're 83 years old. You can say stuff like that. But here's the thing. Many of you, myself included, have had to deprogram, to erase and eradicate the negative construct that society has given us. See, most of the beliefs that you have came out of ignorance and just falsity. It just the premise of the beliefs are false. So that's the reason why, like Dr. Hawkins says, it's a process of elimination. You guys think you got to acquire all this knowledge, but you already know, but you just have to scrape away a lot of the layers. The way Dr. Hawkins puts it is when Michelangelo was sculpting the David out of marble, they asked him, and I don't know if any of you guys have gone to Italy and seen these beautiful statues. I have, beautiful stuff. They asked him, they said, how do you do this? Like what? There's magic behind what you do. And Michelangelo said, look, all I had to do was remove the David was already in the slab of marble. All I had to do was remove everything that wasn't the David. See, and from a mindset standpoint, a lot of what you guys what's keeping you from success is the programming that you have is so faulty. It's just like a computer. If it's got bad programming, it ain't gonna work right. Okay, so you've got to deprogram and reprogram the mind. That's what franchises teach them. The activities, the people, and the systems. The systems are really big at franchises. Okay. They teach you how to hire the right people for the position. They teach you what activities that you're supposed to be doing to make a successful franchise. They give you the tools. I mean, they just give them to you. Like, hey, here's all your tools. Well, they don't give them to you. You pay for them, right? You big franchise fee. Then they give you, from the money mindset, they are meticulous about looking at your money and how you're spending that money. Okay. A private enterprise, you guys are nobody's looking at your books. You're good. I'm with a NASDAQ traded company. My real estate company is NASDAQ traded. So we have open books. Everybody can look at our books and it's open to public scrutiny. Okay. That's extreme, what we call accountability. And so what happens there is that when you look at a franchise, let me just ask you this question. I want you to think about it for a moment. Let's say that you're not hitting your numbers. What will happen if you're not hitting your numbers? What will happen? Well, you'll be in feast or famine. You'll go broke, right? But who are you going to hear that from? Maybe your family, right? Okay. Maybe your internal dialogue, your family. Amy says broke. you end up broke. Yeah. By the way, broke is a temporary financial condition. Broke is a temporary financial condition. Poor is a state of mind. Poor or poverty is a state of mind. So when it comes back to this whole accountability thing, if you're at a franchise, you just bought a Chick-fil-A, you paid in your 500,000 or whatever the price is now, 700,000. I remember I wanted to start a CC's Pizzas. Thank you, Lord, that I didn't do that. It was $250,000 to start for one location. And I talked to a guy, he says, Knolly, in order to be successful with CC's Pizza, you got to have more than one location. I said, how many you got to have? He said, well, I own 4 and I'm starting to make a profit. I was like, no, I'm done with that. I don't want that. And you can imagine the amount of hours this guy put in, crazy. But let's say you have your Chick-fil-A and you're not making your numbers. What do you think is going to happen? Let's say 1 week goes by and you're not making your numbers. Your sales are down. What do you think is going to happen? Type it in the chat box. What's going to happen? You're just not making your numbers. No one gets paid. What else? Visit from corporate or a call. That's what's going to happen. All right, Justin. Woo, give that man a prize. That's what's going to happen. You're not making your numbers. You're going to get a phone call. Okay, you're going to get a phone call. Wendy, I see you put that drink down, Wendy. I see you taking a drink. We got a big question for you, Wendy. And the question is, your numbers are off. What's going on? You're going to get that call. Now, what would happen if your numbers continue to be off, like 2 or 3 weeks in a row? What would happen, right? You're going to get a corporate visit. That's right. You guys are good. Somebody's going to get in a plane. They're going to physically fly down. They're going to social distance, right? But they're going to physically look and they're going to walk around. They're going to see what is going on in this place to where you're not making your numbers. See, this is the kind of accountability that a franchise has. And that's the reason why they don't get that far off course, guys. That's the reason why they typically hit their numbers. Now, let's bring that into our world. What do we have in our business that's like that? What can we have to ensure that we hit the highest zenith of success? An accountability partner, okay? And you guys are taking it, because I haven't really taught this and I get it. Yeah, there it is, accountability partner. And I get it. Uncle Knolly hasn't broke this down to you, but oh yeah, I got an accountability partner. We talked last week a couple times and we did, no, that's not what this is about, guys. This is winning or losing. This is success or failure. This is you becoming who God created you to be to the fullness and the fullness thereof, as the scripture would say. So let's look at it. How does it work? I've had people in my mentorship master's program. We had a call just the other day. We put that out on YouTube where it was like, hey, I'm just not making my numbers. I'm not making business. And I explained to them, if you're not making your numbers, there's only 4 reasons, period. Okay. It's only 4 reasons. And if you're doing all 4 of those things, guaranteed 100%, you will make your numbers. And without fail, 100% of them, when I talk to them, they're not doing all 4 of those things. And they're very simple things. It takes just a few hours a week to do, but they're just not doing it. Okay. In the same way, when you look at this accountability partner program, okay, what I would tell anybody if they want to coach with me one-on-one, I say, look, the first thing I need to do, I want to see your accountability worksheets from the last 3 weeks. Okay, Patty Lynn remembers this because when we would have I got some right here. Thanks. Josie came to give me some water, y'all. Yeah, sometimes I get to speechifying. I got Artemis can start doing like this. Tone it down, Nala.
No, bring it up.
Okay. So this system right here is because so many people didn't want to pay me $1,000 a month to coach. And I said, okay, how can I get this? Because you got to have it, guys. You got to have it. So how can you do it for free? And this is what this is. So the accountability partner, my accountability partner is, the story I was telling was that I always tell people, send me your last 3 weeks of your accountability partner sheets. That way I can study them and see what you're doing. And when I see these, I can know, I kind of see what's going on here, or I don't, okay? And 9 times out of 10, they don't have any. They're like, what accountability partner sheet? I'm like, remember the accountability partner pro? Oh yeah, I was going to get to that. No, this is, guys, come on now. How can you in good conscience stand before an almighty God that you serve and a family that you love, and you're not even doing the basic stuff that you know you should do, right? So that's what I'm getting at. That's enough getting after you guys. I know you'll do it. So right here, you're going to say my accountability partner is. That's where you fill in. By the way, if you don't have this already, let me show you how to get it. Ooh, Wendy's got hers. All right, flash it, y'all. You got it. Flash it. I want to see it. All right, let me see. Let me look at you guys. All right, you guys. Some of y'all have it. All right. Okay. Okay. Let me show you guys where to get it. Let me change my view again. Let me see. Let me go. Let me show you guys how to get this. Let me escape out of here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into our Facebook group, okay? And you're going to go to the tab that says units. You know, we always talk about the units. People are like, what is a unit? I get confused on it too myself. So, but you're going to go to the units and you're going to go straight to unit number 3. See that right there? Unit number 3. You're going to click on it, okay? And then what you're going to do is there's a video here, but then you're going to download under see more, click see more to get all the way to the bottom. You're going to click this link right here. You don't even have to put in a password or anything like that. And you're going to be able to download the accountability partner worksheet. Okay. It's that easy, guys. That easy. So make sure you download this and then you put right here, my goal this week is. Now let's talk about that for a minute. And then I'm going to open it up for questions. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Then I'll open it up for questions. If you have any questions, be sure to put them in the chat as well. But you might want to wait until I get a little further because I might answer your question. So my goal this week is, now that could be a number of things, okay? It could be an end goal, okay? An end goal would be, if you're in real estate, for example, 3 listings, 2 listings, 1 listing, whatever your goal is. Or it could be, so that's what we call an end goal, okay? An end goal. Now, a front end goal would be, or you have it at the front, you'd say, my goal is to make 40 contacts, or my goal is to have appointments, basically like 3 appointments, to set 3 appointments. Okay. I think that for me, the appointments is what it's all about. Okay. If you can deduce everything down in real estate, it all centers around having an appointment. Okay. And by the way, I do most of my appointments now right here, right where you're seeing me right now, and right here. This is my appointment device, and of course I've got my ear pods that I use, or I do them through Zoom. We keep a weekly appointment every week, don't we? Right here through Zoom. So that's how I do a lot of appointments. I do listing appointments now through Zoom, and I actually use a tool called Loom, Loom, which is a screen capture software, and I use that particular software, Loom, Loom, Loom.com. I use that software to actually walk them through the paperwork that I'm sending through DocuSign. So, remember, I do everything cloud-based because I travel so much. I had to learn how can I be in Indonesia and take 2 listings that week? Well, I do it in the cloud. That's how I operate. So, so your goal this week, I think it should be appointment driven, but you could also make it an end goal, like I want this many listings, or I want this many. I want to make this many contacts. Whatever your goal is, that's your goal. Now you can also have, that's what we call your big goal. What's your big goal? So you could have like a big goal, like, hey, my big goal is to get 1 listing under my, done, or 1 property under contract, for example, if you're in real estate, or and then you could have smaller goals that says, I want to go on 3 appointments. For example, you can have more than 1, but just don't make it more than 2. Okay. Now, my time blocking schedule, the week of, you put in the week of, whatever that week is, and then it says go into your lead generation bunker every day, and the approved activities. I put them right here just to remind you that there are only 3 approved activities that you can do while you're in your lead generation bunker. Okay. Now let's say you're like my sister, she's an esthetician. Okay. So let's say you're an esthetician. She's right there in Dothan, Alabama as an esthetician. So here's the 3 approved activities that she can do. Number 1, generate new prospects. Okay. So during your 2 hours, I did mine this morning between 8 and 10 because I had a 10 o'clock Zoom, then for 10 o'clock my time, Zoom. And then I jump on this Zoom at 11, and I've got another Zoom meeting at 1 with my mentorship masters. Okay. So I did mine earlier in the day so as to be able to get it done. Right. You could do it earlier, 7 to 9, but I say 9 to 11. So she can generate new prospects. She can follow up with existing prospects, or she can generate and implement marketing plans. So I don't care if you're a real estate agent, a plumber, or an esthetician, or a massage therapist, or an attorney at law. It doesn't matter. When you go into your lead generation bunker, these are the 3 things that you do every single day when you do lead generation. Period. That's all you do. And in the afternoons, that's when you go on appointments. Okay. Now, then as the days go, you check it off. Monday, time block, and you put what time you started, what time you ended. Total hours, you put that. And then what was your focus? Okay. What did you focus on? Okay. Because in real estate, remember, there's only 3 focuses: your SOI, your farm, or your niche. Did you work on your niche today, or did you work on your farm, or did you work on all 3? Only one of them. And by the way, that's true in any business. If you're an esthetician, you have a sphere of influence, you have a farm that you work, an area, okay, a geographic farm, and you have a niche. It's like, I work on people with acne, or whatever your niche is, okay? It's the same in every business, guys. Same thing. So you fill this out every single day, okay? Now, here's what it says. Did you time block for lead generation at least 2 hours a day, 4 days this week? Yes or no? That's a yes or no question. Don't fudge on it, guys. I was talking to a guy in my mentorship masters, by the way, and he was like, man, I'm 5 hours into my do the 2. And I'm like, dude, what about do the 2 did you not understand? Uncle Knolly tries to make it super simple. You don't do 5 hours of lead generation in a 2-hour time block. Well, I didn't do it the rest of it. No, that's not the point, guys. That's a feast or famine mindset. That's a mindset of failure. That's a person that's not going to succeed. Well, I'm just going to do all in one day. I'm going to do 8 hours. Listen, why did the tortoise beat the hare? I want you to think about this. There's science behind everything that I've asked you guys to do. You don't do 8 hours of lead generation in a day and think that you're going to make up for your do the 2. Please don't do that, guys. Okay. I've been there. I've done that. I know what success is. I know how to create success for you. And that's not the way to do it. You got to do the right things in the right order. Okay. So you do 2 hours, and I practice what I call a hard stop. Write that down. I practice a hard stop. A hard stop. What does that mean? That means when I'm in the middle of something, I do a hard stop. Okay. That means it's 11 o'clock. I'm done. You're like, but man, I'm into it now. I'm building a funnel, and I can see building another couple of pages, and I'm excited. I'm going to go another 2 hours. It will lead to burnout. Trust me, it will lead to burnout. See, when you stop, there's a reason why. Let me explain this. There's a lot of psychology behind this. There's a reason why in a series, now we just binge watch them. But back in the day, you guys can remember this, the series would come out and you get one episode. And there's a reason why at the end of the episode, they left on a note that caused you to want to come back and watch the next episode. You're like, man, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to John Boy next? You just want to know. So you tune in for the next one. So lead generation is no different. The purpose of doing the 2 with a hard stop is when you hard stop, you're like, man, I was just getting good on it. I was just about to make another call. I know this next guy would have converted, but I got something to look forward to tomorrow. Or if it's Friday or Thursday, I got something to look forward to Monday. So every single day when you pop out of bed, you're excited about doing the 2. You're hungry to do it. Okay. You're ready, right? It's just like an episode. Okay. You do one episode and you leave it on a high note. You do a hard stop. Okay. If you have to, sometimes I just do a screenshot of where I was so that I can pick it back up the next day. Okay. So that's very important. So did you 4 hours a day this week, yes or no? If not, why? Okay, just answer the question. If you didn't do it, why didn't you? That's it. Now, according to my goal this week, there's 3 options. I met my goal, I exceeded my goal, or I fell short of my goal. Those are the only 3 options. You met, exceeded, or fell short. That's it. See, what I'm teaching you guys is how to coach each other. What I'm teaching you is as a coach, why do people pay? And my fee is $5,000 a month now. Okay, it used to be $1,000 a month back in the day. Those of you that had me as a coach back then, we have coaches at our Quantum 10X. Artemis is a coach. Hollis Dean is one of our coaches. It's $1,000 a month. If those of you that want to actually pay, and I got to tell you, let me just throw this in. I'm not making a commercial for coaching, but I got to tell you, when you're paying for coaching, you go into GSD mode, baby. I'll just leave it like that. You get done. You get it done. So there's something about paying money to people that I don't know what it is. But what I'm teaching you guys is how to coach each other without having to pay anybody. Okay, so that you can do this long enough to when you're looking around, you're like, man, I'm making $20,000 a month. It's time for me to get a coach. Or I'm making $10,000 a month. I'm ready for a coach. Then you can do it if you choose to do it at that point. So you either exceeded, you met, or you fell short. Now, if you exceeded or met your goal, that's a high five. You rock. Celebrate your win. Let's get to work on your goal for the next week. Okay, it's 1 week at a time. You get one success. You move from glory to glory, as Scripture says, one success at a time. Now, if you fell short of the goal, don't introduce judgment. So this is for the person that's coach. This is for your accountability partner. This is their advice. So let's say you said, man, I fell short. Man, I was going to make 40 connections. I only made 38. Okay, you fell short. Okay, so now the person that's coaching you, your accountability partner, says, you know what? They don't ask why. It's very important. They do not ask you why. So in other words, I won't say, hey, Lee, why didn't you hit your goal? That's judgment. We don't judge here. Your goal is your goal. And all we do as coaches is we hold you accountable to what you say you want. Let me say it again. We hold you accountable to what you say you want. Does that make sense? That's all we do as a coach. We hold you accountable to what you say you want. Now, so you don't introduce judgment. What you do, the only question that you ask is, what specifically are you going to do so that we will have met or exceeded your goal this next week? Notice I said we, because you're a team. You guys are working together. So Lee, I get what you're saying that you didn't do it. Okay. What specific steps or what specific things are you going to do, or what specifically are you going to do so that when we're on this call next week, you will either have met or exceeded your goal? And then Lee will say, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to do that. And then you write it down. Okay. What that is. Okay. Now, once you filled out this part of the sheet, and then you fill out this part, and then you fill out did you met, exceed, or fell short, okay, then you send this to your accountability partner. You scan it, take a picture of it, and you send it to them, okay, and they send you theirs. Then when you get on the accountability call, they have your sheet in front of them, probably on the computer screen, their laptop, whatever, or their device, and they're looking at your answers. And then they're holding you accountable to what you say you want. That is how the accountability partner program works. You spend 10 minutes with, going through their information with them. They spend 10 minutes going through the information with you. And then the call's done, guys. If you start to chit chat or make this a 1 hour call or a 90-minute call, and you start gossiping about, man, everything that's wrong with real estate, what's going on with the marches and what things are going, schedule another call for that. That's okay. It's okay to do that. If you made a friend, ooh, you got a friend in me. That's all right. You made a friend. I get that. But that's not the purpose of this call. This call is not about making friends. This call is about getting to success. And there is a difference, guys. There's a difference. You say, oh, Uncle Knolly, you mean we can't have fun? Well, yeah, you can have fun, but let's get some money in your bank account. Then we can have all the fun we want. So hopefully you guys, this has been provided more clarity around what the accountability partner program is and what it is not. Okay. And this will be a resource piece that I'll be able to send to people when they say, I don't know how to do accountability partner. Well, this is what it is. So let's look at the chat. What questions do you guys have for me? Isn't this great, guys? Is it good? Do you like it? Is it good stuff? Yeah. Keisha White says, that makes so much sense. The reason why I tend to get a little wordy is in terms of, my explanation of things is because I want you guys to understand the psychology behind why I tell you to do what you do. Okay. And how, yes, Pamela says awesomeness. Amy Four has says, how do I find one? Okay. And that's a great question, Amy. Most people, so if you're in my mentorship, if you're in our mentorship masters group, then you probably just go to the mentorship masters group and you find one there. If you're not in mentorship masters, then, and you're in the Knolly Success Coaching, then you get on the Knolly Success Coaching, and Artemis may have some input on this. At first I was saying, look, just PM people that you think are interesting, but I don't know if they might already have a coach. I'm not sure. Somebody was saying that we should have like a dating service, a dating site for your accountability partner. Like you could find your match, like match.com for accountability partners. We don't have that. That would be cool though, wouldn't it, Amy? But we don't have that. So it is, but the cool thing is, Amy, once you find one within the group, typically, because they'll be following the same system if they're in the group, whether it's Knowledge Success Coaching or Mentorship Masters. And I don't care what industry you're in. If you're an esthetician like my sister is, this is the program you want to follow. This is what you want to do. Okay, so Joan says, I need help finding a boot on the ground. Yeah, somebody. We can talk around that to help you guys. We actually, in Mentorship Masters, for those of you that are in that group, we actually have Chris who will help you find another, what we call master to partner with. We don't have that in Knowledge Success Coaching, but we are always open for volunteers in our group. We're always open for that. Okay, any other questions that you guys have around this? You can unmute yourself and ask, or you can put it in the chat box. Or has Uncle Knowledge just been super thorough? What do you think, Artemis?
I think you covered all the bases. Remember, guys, that the call compels the answer. If you need an accountability partner, keep making the call, and don't give up if you didn't get an answer on the first try. So I'm new to real estate. I just started my business in really March of this year. Got my feet on the ground, got 2 buyers coming in my pipeline, and I realized, do what Knolly says. So I was looking for an accountability partner, and I'm a Blaze genius. I love people. I've got thousands of people in my network, and I saw this guy who reached out to me on Facebook named Sam, and my heart just said, he's the one. But then my head was like, no, he's not the one. He's not your accountability partner. Go find someone else. But I just kept listening to my heart. And then I just reached out to Sam and said, hey, I need an accountability partner. Will you be mine? He's like, sure. And so we're making great progress together as agents. And so the call compels the answer. Go make the call again, make the call again. And then the universe will respond by the power of your call.
Yeah, and this is also too, Artemis, because I saw someone else that said, "Hey, this person left my real estate company, so I need a new accountability partner." When you look at the program, the accountability partner program does not require that they be at the same company. It doesn't require that they're at the same production level as you, because it doesn't work that way. It's just all you're doing is you're holding them accountable to what they say they want. Okay, you're holding them accountable to what they say they want. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and also keep in mind that you all are going to grow in your teachability index. So what is teachability index? It's the willingness to learn and the willingness to accept change. And so this program holds you accountable to making the changes you need to make to be successful. And you can have a high willingness to learn, but if your willingness to change is low, then you're not going to grow. And so what's required is a high willingness to learn and a high willingness to accept change, and do the two and be consistent and give account every day, every week, 1 day a week for 30 minutes. Like, these are new habits we're forming. And the 2 major blocks to willingness to change is distraction and overwhelm. And so be very, very clear on clearing distractions. That's unit number 1 in our Facebook group. And be very, very clear on following Knolly's instructions so that you don't get overwhelmed. Remember, the 2 things that are going to hold you back from your success, and especially in this modern world of too much information, is distraction and overwhelm. And as you clear distraction, as you get focused, as you stop being overwhelmed and you get consistent in flow, aligned with your focus, aligned in your zone of genius, aligned with your accountability partner, you will become more teachable. And teachability index is something we all work on each day and every day. And some of us need to learn different things. But what's even more important is the willingness to change. And that willingness to change is improved by your focus and your flow. So I just want to throw that in there, Knolly, because that's two important parts of growing in the Accountability Partner Program.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for those. Wendy's asking the question, does my accountability partner need to be a realtor? Because Wendy's a realtor, so she's like, do they have to be a realtor? So no, they do not have to be a realtor. Now, there are advantages of having someone in your same industry, clearly advantages, because if you do want to have kind of an offline friendship or relationship with this person, you guys could be sharing best practices and things with each other and helping each other grow. Not on the accountability partner call, but you could be doing that offline. Like, you could text each other different, things. So there are some advantages of having someone, but again, you're not there to coach the person. You're not there to mentor them. You're not there to dump on them. I've even heard of an accountability partner that when they call the other person, they're just talking about all the stuff that they're not succeeding. And this is not a psychology session. This is not like a psychiatrist visit. This is not a therapy session. This is not a coaching call in the sense of, or it's not it's definitely not a consulting call. Like people pay me and Artemis thousands of dollars to consult them for 30 minutes or an hour. It's a consultation call. That's a different kind of call. This is an accountability call. There's no other purpose behind it except what we just stated. So you really can have anybody, but there are advantages to partnering with someone in your same industry. With that, you want to close this out, Artemis?
Yes, thank you all for joining the call today. Super excited that you're here. Please share the Knowledge Success Coaching group with other people that you know, like, and trust, and who know, like, and trust you, because this information is powerful. We want to get it out there into the world, and we want to really help people become their greatest self and achieve their ultimate greatness. And this is one-of-a-kind training, and it's all free. So share it with your friends and family. Bring them into the Accountability Partner Program. And then, do you know what we're teaching next week, Knolly? What are we teaching next week?
I'm not 100% sure, but I really like the teachability index. That's something we haven't really brought to them, yet. It's huge. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm going to do a special video on, as leaders in business, how we handle all the hate and racism going on in our culture right now through spiritual principles of wholeness, love, and creation. And so, remember, guys, you become what you focus your attention upon. You can put your attention upon racism and division, or wholeness and leadership, and love and power and wisdom and perfect balanced action. And so be very careful what you put your attention upon right now in the world. Let nothing that pollutes the air pollute your mind. Let nothing that pollutes the air pollute your mind. Be a leader, and I'm going to do some videos on how to lead with spiritual business mastery from a place of wholeness, from a place of creation. Remember, God is a God of what is. I am that I am. And it's time for us to rise up and lead with love and wholeness and creation, and get your attention off of the division. Get your attention off of separation. That's all an illusion. It's all lower energies that's just expressing itself through our culture. And as leaders, as entrepreneurs, as creators, we create transformation through wholeness, value, and leadership. And so I'm going to be doing some videos on that later this week for our group, because it's time for us as leaders to rise up out of polarity and out of division into wholeness. And so super passionate about that. So look for some videos on that and tools for you to increase your wholeness and to see correctly what's really acting in our culture.
What's going on? All right. So guys, unmute yourselves and say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a creative.
God bless.